Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the In the Shed podcast. I'm Judson Miller,
And Curtis Burbage.
and we've got a pretty good episode planned out for you today. We're actually taking some time to come up with content now, so I know that's weird, but I figure if we're going to make this thing last any amount of time and make it any kind of good, we should probably, start doing that. There's only so many stories you can tell, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves a good dick and ball and shit yourself joke, but at the end of the day, you gotta have something to talk about that's, worth something there,
Right. It's true, though. The jokes are always fun, but we'll pepper those in there.
Yeah.
So something I want to talk about today is the cancel culture.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a big deal right now. That's a buzzword. So of course we're going to hashtag that. But basically, let me read the definition for you, and then we're going to jump into it. So basically, cancel culture refers to the popular practice of withdrawing support for canceling public figures and companies after they have done or said something considered objectionable or offensive. Cancel culture is generally discussed as being performed on social media in the form of group shaming. So I've got a lot to say about that. It just seems like everyone that is kind of in on the cancel culture train right now they're basically taking the cop out. Like, it's easier for them to just cancel something than to have a discussion or a conversation about it. I don't know. I don't agree with that, man. What do you think?
I mean, you look at like just recently, Papa John came out, right? And it was known that he was known to drop the N-bomb, right?
Right.
Well, he said he's been working. Excuse me on that. I ain't got COVID. He said that he's been working really hard to take that out of his
For
vocabulary.
weeks. He said like 6 weeks to take it out of his
And
vocabulary.
he's done like 30 times a day now or something like
Oh,
that.
dude, it's so simple. Just don't say the
It's almost
word.
like someone who's hooked on like pills or something. I'm only down to like 180 milligrams a day. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, he's proud of himself, But people are still buying his pizza like he didn't go out of business.
Yeah.
Like normally, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that guy is still popping it out, man. but I mean, it shocks me. It almost makes you wonder, who does he know?
Right. Well, I mean, he's not the CEO of Papa John's anymore. That's what Shaq's doing. So.
Oh, that was a calculated move.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I understand. I don't understand how you can't just not say a word. I mean, I pretty much do that every day. So I feel like I'm doing better than Papa John. But that's the kind of thing though. Like, who gets to pick and choose? Yeah, like you're saying, people are still buying pizza, and that's the converse effects of this. You've got Morgan Wallen, who came out, 3 a.m. drunk, screaming that word, and I don't want to get into just this word that we're talking about, but and everybody wants to cancel him, but then a lot of the people that listen to his music kind of backlash from that, and he sold more albums that day. He just released a new album. He sold more albums that day than any other day prior, and so it's crazy. Are you gonna be all right over there,
dude? I tell you, man, I think I inhaled a dragonfly when I was walking in.
I think that you just want me to test my audio editing skills, is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to dig all those out of here.
No, leave them in there, dude. Cough isn't real.
Make it real. But and so everyone tried to cancel him, and the cool thing about what Morgan Wallen did is that he personally reached out to a bunch of different groups and was like, look, yes, I was drunk, but I'm not going to try to make excuses. I should have never said that. And he sought help, and he was like, how can I make this better? How can I be better? And dude, I respect the crap out of that. Like,
yeah, oh yeah.
A lot of people don't want to say, how can I be better? They just want to say, well, you need to forgive me, and the worst thing about all this was we found out that he lives in a shitty little duplex in like a crappy neighborhood in Tennessee. Like,
he keeps it real.
I know, right? Like, dude, you're rich. Buy a house somewhere.
Hey, there's a lot of people like that though.
Yeah.
Like celebrities that you see, like Ashton Kutcher and his wife, are raising their kids to think that they don't have any money.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I don't know if they're still doing it.
Yeah.
But when they first started out, there was a big thing about they were raising their kids into thinking that they're not rich. They don't have anything.
That's so cool. But it's just a matter of time before they're like, wait, I see my dad and my mom in memes all day long about
Yeah.
that 70s show.
Yeah, like why is my mom posing on the beach in a bikini?
Right. They'll be walking through the grocery store, be like, "Mom, is that you on that magazine?"
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, it's like like something that bothers, okay, so here's the thing I don't like to do. Someone who goes, let's say, the church downtown Charleston, they got shot. They got shot up.
Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of backlash from that, like Dukes of
Oh, I'm
Hazzard got
sure.
canceled and stuff like that, right? And but my point I'm trying to make is this: that individual who did it, I don't believe in ever anyone who does something like that. I don't believe in ever saying their name. Like that's what I try to tell my kids. That, if they go to say his name, I said don't say his name. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted.
That's what he wants.
He wants to
For
go down
everybody
in
to remember
history.
him.
It's like Freddy Krueger. When you keep bringing Freddy Krueger up, that makes him more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's how he comes. That's how he comes alive and gets you.
Yeah.
That's how these people are. They live forever because we keep saying their names.
Yeah.
And if you say that guy or that asshole from
That
downtown,
window licker
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he just
with a bowl cut.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. But I mean, yeah, he just I mean like, but there was a lot of backlash from that. Like they took, because he represented the rebel flag in some of his social media posts, and then after that they went after Dukes of Hazzard, which, I don't think I've found not one person I know, no matter what race they were, that thought that made sense was to take
No.
the show off the air because of the General Lee having that.
No, and that's
You
something
know?
we're going to get to in a minute. That's called appeasement.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of that right now.
Now the
in
State House, okay, I get it. You know what? Take it off. You know what I mean? Whatever. Put it in the museum. Take it off because it is a part of history. But not saying it's a part of like great history. I'm just
No.
saying though, like you see Nazi stuff, which I don't think should exist. Period. Nowhere. Like me, I just don't think that symbol should exist.
The problem
I hate it.
is, you've heard the saying, if you don't know or understand history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you like history or not. It needs to be there to teach you what happens when you start going down that path. So, people start confiscating guns,
Mhm.
controlling the way you work, controlling where you can eat and how much you can buy, like Hitler did.
Yeah.
Then you should know that you're probably heading towards another Hitler-type Holocaust.
Yeah.
And people want to argue about it all you want, but that's what he did. Like, he controlled the things that people are trying to control right now. And, I'm not about that.
I watched a video the other day of it was like back in the 80s, I believe, of Saddam. Saddam Hussein was sitting in a room full of people that were like, government officials or whatever. And I think that's when he took over. Now, I might be wrong, but I can't remember the whole thing. But pretty much he was having everyone who was in some power taken out and shot and killed or whatever, one by one, that didn't go with the flow. And I mean, and it was just that was how he took over. It was either his way or the highway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're coming to that now with the whole cancel culture thing. But, I kind of like to take a departure from that and talk about something that's actually important. Lola Bunny lost her boobs.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my gosh,
Space
guys.
Jam, right?
Yeah, Space Jam. They just put the new Space Jam trailer out. I'm hurt. I'm offended.
Yeah. It took away her. It took away her thing that kind of like back when we were kids.
Oh,
it
gosh.
classified Lola Bunny as like hot.
She literally started the furry movement.
Yes, she did.
She
did.
And had us all questioning ourselves, like, would I touch that rabbit inappropriately?
Would I want to jump into Dick Tracy world and become Roger Rabbit? And
Right.
Jump over and holler at Lola.
Oh, man.
Well, that's kind of like Pepe Le Pew. Took him out.
Yeah. Which let's talk about Pepe real quick, and we'll come back to Lola. So Pepe Le Pew had one girl that he was after for her the entire time he was on TV. And other than that, he kissed inanimate objects like a basketball and Space Jam, but he was after her.
Yeah.
And it's not like she was, and this was a different time, so she may have not wanted the attention and just acted sweet, like girls are expected to do. I don't agree with that, but, she never told him no, and so I think that the connotation there is that they had a romantic relationship, and he was just
Overly affectionate.
right, like Gomez Adams.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone want to sit here and tell me that Gomez Adams was not infatuated with Morticia? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the same scenario here. It's the same woman. I mean, I guess the difference is, the cat or Pepe Le Pew's not married. We think
Well, maybe
so.
Pepe should have got taken off because, like, if you look at it this way, I watched a lot of him when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
that reminds me of my household when Jamie's walking through. I'm like Pepe Le Pew, like I'm all over, like, hey, baby, and she's like trying to squirm her away.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, dang, I didn't even think about that. Maybe it does have effects on kids.
Hey, man, it does.
I'm gonna blame Pepe, honey.
There you go.
He's the reason why I
Yeah.
am the way I am.
Jamie, next time he comes through and grabs your butt, you'll know why.
Now, I'm gonna learn some Pepe Le Pew lines, and I'm gonna like grab her and like hold her and start stroking her hair
Yes.
and say, "Oh, baby, you're looking very good."
You know what? Y'all should be Gomez and Morticia for Halloween. I feel like you'd make a good Gomez Adams.
Yeah, man. But I definitely got the role of Wednesday locked up for one of my daughters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
call
like,
her
how are
Wednesday
you going to
Addams
play
all the time.
Wednesday?
I call her Wednesday, and then I could probably make Wyatt like Fester or something.
That would be perfect.
He's goofy like Fester.
Yes.
Jackson actually wants to do the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, and me be the Mandalorian.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, he's pretty hyped about that.
That would be real cool.
We're gonna have to postpone the Addams Family thing, which even though we have enough to probably make the Addams Family, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I want to get back to the cancel culture thing real quick. Obviously we're joking about an animated rabbit losing her boobs is a big deal because it's funny, because we can all relate to that. All the guys see that and they're like, oh gosh. But at the same time, like over sexualizing an inanimate object, an animated rabbit is kind of weird. But and I kind of see where they're coming from on that one. I just want to bring that up because it's funny. But in a lot of other ways, it's kind of ruined a lot of stuff. And you can definitely tell. So there's another buzzword that's going around right now called virtue signaling. I hate that, dude. That's basically where someone is overly acting like they're virtuous for show. So like all these companies that are out here, during February, Black Lives Matter, and during Pride Week, they have their Twitters all have little rainbow flags behind them. And then the week after, it's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah,
back to business. You guys don't mean anything to me.
Be about it. Be about it. 12 months, not
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
If you're about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Don't let it just be when it's convenient for you. And unfortunately, so many people are drug into that.
Yeah, they jump on that bandwagon to get the whole like, yeah, I care about this, but at the end of the day, yeah, once it's done, man.
Yeah.
Until next year.
And I know this might be a little incendiary, but we just had the George Floyd trial.
Yeah.
First of all, anybody that knows me knows I'm a pretty staunch libertarian. I don't believe that man deserved to die for any reason.
No.
People want to argue, well, he shouldn't have been this, he shouldn't have been that. Okay, but he shouldn't have been killed.
Yeah.
And I'll stand on that hill till I die. The cops, I mean, if it takes 5 cops to hold somebody down and you got to put your knee on this dude for, I think it was like 9 minutes, 11 seconds or 10 seconds, 16. I don't know.
I don't remember it. I mean, I watched that video when it first happened, and it I don't know.
It made me sick.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be a cop. And what the problem is, this guy, was it Derek Chauvin?
I don't know what his name was.
Anyway.
Like I said, that's another one of those names that
You almost don't want to say it, yeah.
I don't even unfortunately the one from downtown Charleston, I mean his was a name that you heard a bunch of, but this guy right here,
You shouldn't be a cop. I'm gonna go and say it right now. If you can't handle simple things like this, don't be a cop.
I mean, there's a lot. There's like how many more shootings, dude? Like last few weeks, a 16-year-old girl I just seen. What was it, this morning or last night? Got shot in her driveway. It's like, God, dude. Like, I mean, you got to take one for the team. Not meaning get shot, but really make sure you got everything, all your T's crossed and your I's dotted before you just go cowboy style on somebody because
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, man, like it's getting way too easy to pull those things and shoot somebody. And I mean, hey, I know you're scared, because of right now it's a sensitive time, and there were a lot of cops being killed because of retaliation from this that had nothing to do with any of that. From even in different states, cops were paying for something that they had nothing, and they probably even were against what happened to Floyd.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? They were retaliated against, right? And that is a horrible thing. But I mean, God, man, like you got to make sure you know what you're doing before you pull that weapon because,
Right.
like the girl who said she thought she pulled her taser.
Oh my gosh, dude. If you're so poorly
Jesus.
trained that you can't distinguish between a taser and a Glock, you should not be a cop. And they even came out and said that she was wearing her taser on her active side, and that's against regulations. It should have been crossbody
Yeah.
or in the front, because it is a similar grip, but you don't want that mistake to happen. And that's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
and again, we can argue, well, this guy shouldn't have been doing this and this and this. Okay, I'll bite on that a little bit, but at the same time, we have so many laws in place that create criminals that shouldn't be there, and that should be canceled. If we're
Yeah.
gonna cancel some stuff, let's cancel these bullcrap marijuana and drug charge laws. Let's cancel this bullcrap non-offender laws. Like if nobody is harmed
Yeah.
and no property is stolen, no crime has been committed.
Yeah.
And I don't care. We can sit here and argue all that back and forth one way or the other, but the fact that I can go down the street here, buy as much beer as my wallet will let me, and nobody's going to stop me, go out to the parking lot, drink all of it, and then go drive
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
But if I were to, in that same parking lot, take a small little bit of weed and smoke it, then everybody's going to lose their mind.
Yeah.
Like it's somehow socially acceptable to drink and then go home and drive, and even small amounts. Like I'm a lightweight. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that 2 beers and I'm like, whew, buddy.
Yeah.
So, and I know better than to get behind the wheel of a car, but it would still be legal if I
Yeah.
did it. Like you can drive up to, was it .08?
I don't
Your
remember
blood
what it
alcohol
was
level?
now, yeah. I mean, I've never been caught, so I mean, I don't know.
Right. So I mean that's ridiculous. And we have people sitting in prison right now that we're paying for, by the way, in case you didn't know. Tax money pays for prisons and even the private ones. So
Yeah.
we've got people that we're paying to sit there because they smoked weed,
Yeah.
like because they're nonviolent offenders and for all these stupid laws. And I'm not saying that we don't need prisons and jails, but I don't think we need for-profit ones
No.
that, kind of the same complex. That's just the evolution of slavery.
When I see a TikTok of people in prison actually have a damn cell phone and a TikTok account, and they're having a Super Bowl party in that bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've got to sit at home with my wife and kids and listen to them the whole time. It makes me feel like, damn, dude, like, why can't I go party with those guys?
I want to go to prison.
You know, shit. Like, they're getting to watch the Super Bowl in peace. They're not having nobody right in front of the TV or nothing like that.
Yeah.
They're sitting there, man, and they're having a good old time.
Right.
And who knows what the celebration at the end of it all is going to be like? I don't know. I've never been.
I don't want to be there for that celebration.
I mean, yeah, I don't either, but I'm just saying, though. I mean, it's got to be better than what celebration I had.
You say that.
My wife was mad because she hated Brady. So,
Oh, gosh.
And my dad kept texting her and pissing her off. So, yeah, there wasn't much celebrating in
Did
Berber's
you
house.
see where they tried to cancel Tom Brady? He was walking in without a mask on. And so everybody got all up in arms. You have the platform to speak. You should be telling people. And he tweeted back, I did have the platform. I did use it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, that was like
"Bro."
Ted Cruz, wasn't it? Wasn't he wearing a mask or not wearing a mask at an interview?
I don't remember.
And I think he was not wearing a mask in an interview, and someone goes, "Do you think you should?" He says, "I'll wear the mask until it comes time for me to speak, but when it's time for me to, and like a reporter,
Yeah.
just talking shit to him." But I mean, it's just I mean, you look at the oh God, what was it? I was watching the other day. It has to do with cancel culture. Not the other day. Remember Target?
Yeah.
When there's all this gender stuff started going on,
Yeah.
and Target pretty much made it okay if you identified as a female, you go into a bathroom.
I've
Yeah,
got a
don't
lot
get me
to say
wrong.
about that too.
If you
But
go through the work of putting on makeup and stockings and dressing nice and lovely, then you know what? I mean,
Kurt's probably going to ask you out.
yeah, oh yeah, I'll be waiting outside the female bathroom. Yeah, like, hey,
What's up, baby?
Crocodile Dundee you one time, but you know, but it's just like, you know, it's like I can kind of buy a person who's really about that life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a male. You know that, but I mean, it's just Target just made it so easy for these, in my opinion. And this is just an opinion. You might not like me for it, but Target made it too easy for sex offenders or pedophiles or perverts to go into bathrooms.
Yeah.
You know, and I got daughters. So, I mean, you know, of course, you know, you might have y'all's opinion of that, but as a male with 3 daughters and a wife, and, you know, nieces and mom and all that stuff, I mean, I just didn't care for that too much. Didn't think it was right. You know? It's almost like I needed to say, hey, I identify as female too, to go in there when my kids are in there. So
Well,
I could stand outside the door, you know?
again, that was corporate.
Going with the flow type, yeah.
Virtue signaling, because they have a family bathroom anyway.
Yeah.
Every Target I've ever been to has a multi-sex bathroom.
My pharmacy, I use it all the time, man.
It doesn't make
I'm about
any
to blow
sense
it
to
up.
me. That was just them saying, "Whoa, look how good we're doing. Come
Yeah.
shop at Target."
Yeah.
And I mean, you couldn't convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
I'll sit here and argue with you about that all day.
Yeah, I mean, they were jumping on the bandwagon ahead of the curve. Because
But let me
they,
tell
they
you-
were the only ones I've seen do it.
Yeah,
that
well,
I've seen
you
personally.
know,
I'm
a lot
sure
of
others might have.
on Target, it's huge. Or Twitter, sorry, it's huge. Like, everybody's talking about how good they are. You know, these unprecedented times. I swear to God, if I hear these unprecedented times one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. But so one thing I wanted to talk about with that was, you know, you brought up the gender change and everything. And I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy, if somebody is gonna go through the trouble of chopping their wiener off, I believe you. All right, 100%. And I know, you know, Dave Chappelle said that first, but he's right. If you're that committed, I'm right there with you. I don't understand it, but I'll stand with you about that, because that's dedication.
You know why, man? I mean, you know, you got to respect it. You know, if they go through all that, then in my mind, you know, because you got a lot of people who are old school, right? And they say, "Oh, well, they were born a male. I don't care if they have a vagina or not." Well, I mean, dude, I mean, obviously, like they're like committed to this. Like,
Yeah.
this ain't no front, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I know I love mine. Hell, I was scared to even get a vasectomy.
I bet. Yeah,
You know, 'cause
that
I mean-
sounds real painful, by the way.
It sucked because, you know, I had to get a little extra incision. I had to go to outpatient.
Because you have
surgery.
3.
No, I had a lot of fluid.
Oh,
Yeah.
gross.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you remember, well, you know, you've seen them.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I
like
have.
they're overly
Wow.
sized or whatever. So, you know, I had to get a little extra incision. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
I'm gonna throw up in a minute.
but yeah, but you know, but people that commit to it or whatever, yeah, fine. But it just got to a lot of you know, like a lot of places that were old school, and they were like, well, I'm not making a same sex wedding cake.
Yeah.
Remember that? That
Yeah.
was like in Georgia or somewhere.
Yeah, that was another story that bothered me, because I don't remember where it was, but you know, that person went to like 10 bakeries,
Yeah.
and tried to find one that wasn't going to do it. And you have the right to refuse service to anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter why. And why? First of all, why would you want a bakery that you don't agree with to make your cake? Like, if there's a bakery down the street that thinks that Auburn is the greatest football team of all time, and one that thinks Alabama is the greatest football team of all time, I'm not going to go to the Auburn one.
Yeah. No matter
I'm going
how
to go to
much
the
it costs.
Bama one, because Roll Tide.
Well, plus, and they might stir your cake mix with some genitals. or
It's
something.
true. It's true.
I mean, really, I mean, like let's say I was in a gay relationship that I was going to go get married, and if I went there and say, hey, will you make me a same sex wedding cake, and they gave me this look like, you disgusting person, and said
Why would you
yeah,
go there?
and said yeah, I'd be like, oh, I'm good.
You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you got to worry what the hell are they going to do that wedding cake.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was obviously a setup, and I mean, like you're saying, that just doesn't make
Well,
any
you
sense.
have people, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Right's right, wrong is wrong. and everybody, I believe everybody should be entitled to whatever they want to in their life. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Now,
very libertarian of you. I'm proud
do
of
you
you.
need to shove it down my throat? No. You know what I mean? Like religion. I ain't gonna go deep into that, but I've got some family members that shoved religion down my throat my whole life. Matter of fact, at my funeral, at my uncle's funeral, I had a couple family members throw that whole "you need to go to church" thing at me. And I haven't had that in a while, but it turned me away from my family for a while,
Yeah.
and it really put a bitter taste in my mouth of religion.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly that'll turn you away.
Yeah, especially when you've heard it your whole life, and like same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind who you are in life. You know, I've had several talks with people who've got very big faith, and I was like, I'm not pushing on you. I was like, hey, I respect your opinion. I respect your beliefs. You know, but don't, you can tell me what you believe. I'll listen to it. But don't tell me what I should believe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's where people get like a line crossed, is where they tell you what you should believe.
Dude,
or
you're
how
getting me
you
all
should think.
excited with this libertarian talk, dude.
Well, it's just you know what I'm saying? I'm open for any conversation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But just don't force it upon me that
Oh,
that's
I
my
agree.
way. That should be my way too. You know, or I'm stupid for not thinking like you.
Yeah. Oh
You know?
man, that comes back to the cancel culture. It's like anytime somebody thinks differently than you,
Yeah.
we're just gonna cancel them. We're just gonna do away with them. And because this is such a herd mentality culture, everybody jumps on the bandwagon without any information
Yeah.
and says, "Okay, let's do that."
How many religions have been fought? How many wars have been fought over religion?
Way too many.
Over religion, who's right? Who's right and who's wrong? Whose God's better than that God, or
Right.
or what? You know what I mean? Like this, it just goes. I mean, the reason why I bring that up is it shows you how far back this goes.
Right.
It ain't just started in the 2000s. It
No.
goes back to the beginning of time. You had Protestants or whatever, fighting each other, and Catholics or whatever fighting each other because they were wrong because of what they believed. And it's pretty much like, you don't believe my way, then hell with you.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I think we all should have an open mind. Now, do we have to conform? No. I don't think we should have to conform to everybody, but I don't think we should jump on that, I hope you die.
Right. Well, what's crazy is, everyone talks so much trash about millennials, but you start looking at it, it's like, okay, well, the boomers are the ones that invented cancel culture. Like, y'all are the ones that made it possible. And,
Hold on, you're a millennial?
I mean, I'm 33, so yeah, I made it by 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm part of the real, generation. I'm Generation X.
oh yeah, son.
That right there, we were the
X.
patriarchs, man. Like we were the ones, man, who started the revolution, and it died right after us. But whatever.
Yes. And the ones before y'all and the ones before them, walk in, like you said, walk in the house with an earring and see how quick your dad cancels
Oh,
that.
dude, yeah, my dad shut that shit down, man.
Right. Like that matters at all in life.
But it was just his way. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to talk too much trash about your dad.
Yeah.
But these older people, they want to call us snowflakes, younger people snowflakes. But an earring bothers you on someone else? Like, I've worked in retail enough and in the service industry, food and beverage, enough to know that the younger people are definitely the more respectful. The older ones are the ones coming in with the entitlement. And, I mean, I remember Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, the younger, as far as around your age and my age go, now getting younger now, they're going, their respect is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like grown ups at our age, respect is there more compared to the older group. But it's then went back to the no respect thing. Like the no sirs, yes ma'ams, the holding the doors and all that shit. That's gone these days. Now my kids, I can say, are good about that because I've instilled that into them. Like we go into the mall, pregnant ladies coming in, it's starting to drizzle. Hey, hold that door for her.
Yeah.
Or older couples coming. Hey, hold that door for them.
I think that's because you're actually raising your kids.
Yeah, I mean that's just though. It's just that. That's how I am. I held the door for a lady not too long, well, I guess about a year ago, at like Michael's or something. And she's like, "Thank you so much." I was like, "Well, yes, ma'am." And she's like, "God, I swear I love the South." She was from up north. And I was like, "Well, that ain't everybody, sweetheart, but thank you."
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just this generation coming up, man, is scary.
Yeah.
Because it's entitlement. You know, like it's really like I'm entitled. I have rights against my parents. You
That
know?
balloon's gonna pop.
Yeah,
You know, just like the housing market right now. We're getting into all kinds of stuff today, man.
I know. It's deep right now. Like
Yeah.
we you know we wanted to talk about a whole bunch of cancel culture, but I mean obviously it's a lot going on.
We got off the rails. Guys, we did the best we could.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give
You
us
get the
that.
point. You
We
get the
tried.
point.
Look, we've even gotten notes
Yeah.
and stuff to talk about. I mean, that's unheard of on here.
Yeah, I
But,
know.
you know, I feel like we got into it pretty good. And, you know, obviously, like I said, there's probably going to be some incendiary things said. And if you don't like that and you want to talk about it, email me, intheshit69@gmail.com. And or come on the show. I'm working on being able to bring people on digitally. I'm going to put them right up on the screen.
Yeah,
And so we'll be able to, and I'll be able to record their audio from the call
Oh, that'd be
onto here.
badass.
So it's never been easier than now. If you want to come on here and talk some shit, come on down. Just let me know. We'll make it happen. Well, guys, I'm Judson Miller,
and I'm Curtis Burbage.
and this has been the In the Shit podcast.
Have a good day.